Just because I got it doesn't mean anyone at that. We've got some, there's actually some gardens around the corner, so we can get some weddies. Providing it for you.
What time did you leave?
2:45.
We got there just gone 2:45, you know. We must have only just missed you.
That's right, there's a good boy. There's.
That's cool though.
Oh,
yeah, we all dig it. It's good. That's cool. Okay.
Never mind. Are you winking for any particular reason? Look at him.
Hang on, one sec, go on.
Here we go again, I'm sorry about this. Hang on, it's not coming out. That's it.
Yeah, we're trying to
Best man?
Well, I don't know, everyone's going to squeak.
I know, best man, do you want to kneel in front next to Luke?
Okay.
Who's holding the hold the foot?
You're behind the bride and groom. You'll fit in there best. If Andy just moves, yeah. That's lovely.
Sorry.
Are we all, we should be focusing on that one. Everyone should be looking into the official one. It's important. Yeah, big look up, and everybody have a nice, really big smile this time.
The problem is the sun's directly, it's really difficult.
Yeah. You just have to suffer for
That was. If you want to do some smaller groups, just your mum and
We'll wait till we get to the hotel.
There's lovely sunshine. You might lose the sun. Actually, that is a good point. We've got brilliant sunshine here. Maybe we should take advantage of it.
come forward. You're behind. That's better. Nearer the front as well.
Okay, right, you're not looking at me.
on, let me get out of the way. Let's take a photo of the bride and groom. I think they're about to be champagne.
Wow.
Want a glass in the car or do you want to get out?
We have a glass in the car.
Go on, you can hold it up and make a nice photo.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
Well, there's a nice thought.
We stopped
There
off
you
from
go.
that again.
Right. The sun is slightly wrong, but never mind, it's not in your eyes. Let me get out of the way.
Down in one.
Down in one.
We're just going to get... Oh, no. Just, hold on.
You want to say that?
What's the matter?
There you go.
Hold your bouquet properly.
Hold it properly. That's what it does.
No, you hold the bouquet.
I'll have to hold it back.
Put the bag on the strap over your arm. So, can you hold it a minute?
Right.
All right.
Ready?
Here, look over here. Give us a smile. Lovely.
I think we should go and sign in as Mr. and Mrs. Bolshaw. Hi.
Thanks.
Thanks, we need it.
You don't need it.
Random shots, yeah, good idea. Well, no, I don't think so. It's very nice to see everybody here, all having a good time. I'm lucky with the weather. It's a nice day, nice view, nice terrace. Just hope everything else goes off as well. The ceremony was lovely. We all enjoyed it. It was good. Can't think of anything else to say.
My mother was a smith. You should have consulted us before. He looks like Alan. And let me do this out. Without a beard. Hello.
And hello to you too.
Well, my darling.
Well, I thought there were plans to have some photographs taken, but it doesn't seem to be transpiring.
Go on, do another talk.
You ready? Yes. Are we looking good? No spinach in our tea?
Okay. 1, 2, 3. We have a minute. What? You want to start organising?
Everybody.
All right.
Everybody.
Everybody. You might as well get everybody. We have the guy. The guy that stood behind Andy needs to come round a bit.
Okay,
Right, are you ready?
you can't see everyone, but you've got a lot here. Right, go on then, okay? Go on then.
Right, where do I go?
Go on. Go on then.
Just stand there.
Okay, right, take one with me then, because I'm not in here. You can take one with me.
Right, we've got to go quick to the doors. So you follow me. Right. We've got to do the line.
Sorry, I'm
No.
sorry, did you do a mock cutting?
No.
Right, okay. If you just move round there. Sorry,
Right.
if you move just aside, just there.
Yeah.
And then if you both hold like that, just so your lovely room is in view. And then everybody can gather here. You need to look that way, smile, and then cut.
Right.
No, I'm going to be there. Get out. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, could I have your attention again, please? The father of the bride, Alan, would like to say a few words.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good evening, and welcome, of course. Those of you who know my daughter at all well will know that in order to retain her approval, and in the interests of being strictly politically correct, I've had to remove any controversial material from this speech. So thank you very much, and good evening. Well, no, I have to say it's almost impossible to tell you all how happy I am to be standing here today at Lee's wedding to Andrew. I hope you all realise what a special bunch of guests you are. Apart from being specially chosen from the thousands who applied thinking this was a football match in France, many of you have travelled considerable distances to be with us, for which I thank you. Up, of course, for another special mention, my sister Trish, who flew in on her transatlantic broomstick from Dallas. That girl, yes, that girl would do anything for a free dinner. As you may know, Lee has the loving support of her family. Her sister Susanna has always been solidly on her side, especially the last couple of years of hard work at Kiel. And I must say, we're all pleased that she's doing so well. Lee not only has parents who love her, but step-parents who do too. And Leela's husband, Howard, has always been more than good to Lee and Susanna throughout the years, and I just wanted to take a moment to formally thank him for that. And I'm glad that we've been firm friends. We've been very firm friends ever since the 1960s. And incidentally, congratulations to Leela and Howard on their wedding anniversary, which was yesterday. There we are. 23 years of bliss, I'm told.
Quite right.
Over the last, well done. Over the last 6 years, my wife, Shaman, the wicked stepmother, has also been very close to Lee, and I'm delighted to say both Howard's mother, Helen from Manchester, and Shaman's mother, Ethel from Glasgow, are both here today, so a special welcome to both of them. From what I've seen of Dave and Elaine, Andrew's parents, and his brothers and sisters, I see that we're lucky enough to have Andrew's grandparents here today too. Lee has now been welcomed into another close and friendly family. She's a lucky girl to have all these supporters around her. In fact, with Andrew's family being from Manchester and many of Lee's friends coming from there and from Kiel, I guess it's fair to say that many of this gathering have made a special effort to be here today. So we greet you all with added pleasure and our sincere appreciation for the trouble you've taken to be here. So for you, the drinks are half price. Leela and I were talking the other day about how delighted both sets of Lee's grandparents would have been to have seen this day. I'm sure they'd approved highly of Andrew, and they're looking down right now and giving you both their blessing. It's inevitable, I suppose, that a day like this inspires a few memories for any father of the bride. Ah, yes, I can remember when Lee was born, she looked exactly like me. Then they turned her the right way up, and all was well. No, she is a girl who's always been full of love. She's a very loving girl. Before she was 2, she was looking after her family of dolls, pets, goldfish, cats, dogs, whoever she could mother and love. Yes, memories of formative years. She ran away from home once. For 3 days, nobody missed her. We thought she was still in the bathroom. I have to tell you, now and then I have had doubts about the crowd she was hanging around with. At times I had to pay her pocket money in unmarked notes. On the other hand, I do feel, since she's learned to drive, she has come in for some unfair criticism. But no, really, for goodness sake, if you don't like the way she drives, get off the pavement. To be serious for a moment, she is a girl with wonderful qualities. You may know she's become a truly brilliant cook. She found it tough when she started. The recipe said, separate 2 eggs. She put one in the living room and one in the hall. I think she became a vegetarian. She's a very strict vegetarian. When a recipe called for a little flower and she threw in a tulip. What a huge delight it is for Leela and myself, in fact for all of us, to see our daughter enjoying life so much with Andrew. In fact, they're obviously very, very happy together, which makes us all feel confident for their future married life. I'm certain that my daughter's in good hands. Andrew, as the 2 of you go forward hand in hand into the big wide world, I can do no better than offer you a few pieces of the advice that has been passed down in our family from generation to generation and totally ignored. No, well, speaking for myself, I couldn't imagine being single again. At least not without getting a silly grin on my face. No, seriously, I wouldn't be without my darling shaman. And here are a few tips on how to be as happy as we are. Let your bride know who's boss right from the start. There's no point in trying to fool yourself. The best way to be sure you always remember your wedding anniversary, just forget it once. Put a sign up at home. Views expressed by the husband in this house are not necessarily those of the management. It has passed through our minds that perhaps you're going to make grandparents of us. Of course, it will be your decision in due course, but I must say that people with no children are really missing out. They never know what a thrill it is to come home after a hard day, sit down to a hot dinner, and watch someone stuffing spaghetti hoops up their nose. They say, behind every successful man, there's an astonished mother-in-law. Well, when Andrew's success comes, and I'm sure it will, nobody's going to be surprised, least of all his mother-in-law and myself. We have confidence in you, Andrew. Andrew and Lee, think of it like this. Marriage, it's a great university. Teaches you patience, consideration, understanding, all the sorts of things you wouldn't even need if you'd stayed single. I'm totally confident, though, that you two will graduate with honours. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in drinking this toast to the bride and groom, Andrew and Lee, on this day, a beautiful celebration of love, promised for a lifetime. May the joy of your wedding day forever be a part of all you share. May the closeness you feel today be a gift you give each other every day of your lives. I wish you love and happiness always. The toast is Andrew and Lee. Andrew. Best man.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a surprise addition to our list of stunning stars this evening. Leela would like to make a few words, please.
Welcome everybody and thanks for coming. That's all I can say is thanks. I'm so glad you're all here. I'm very lucky to be surrounded by so many friends, for I'm fortunate that not only are many of you my family, but you are also my friends too, and that's really exceptional in a family. And thank you, Howard, for your patience these last few weeks when I've been so preoccupied with the wedding preparations and in rehearsing for the show, which I've been in these last 3 days. I never do things by half. Also, thank you, Susanna, for your unfailing support and advice as always. And thank you, Alan and Sharman, for the special friendship we share. And thank you, Jeanne, for your help with the flower arrangements. We really made a good team together, didn't we? I'd also like to mention that the bride's hair was done by Denny. Thanks, Denny. I'll take bookings later. And thanks Trish and Helen and Ethel and all the people from Manchester for being here with us today. It was very important to us. From the moment I met Elaine and Dave on the day that Lee and Andrew told us they were engaged, I knew that Lee had another family up north, which has been such a comfort to me. Thank you, Elaine and Dave, from the bottom of my heart. And Lee, my little rebel. I'm proud of you, you've chosen well. Lee and Andrew had a memorable night on Thursday, their last time together before their marriage, which was spent in the casualty department of their local hospital. When Lee's eye was injured in a makeover in the makeup department. I told you they shouldn't have used a scrubbing brush. I'm sure you'll see the funny side of it later. And to top it all, she even broke down on the journey here when she had to get the AA, so it's been quite a weekend for her. Last but not least, thank you, Andrew, for making Lee so happy, and welcome to our family. And the most precious wish I can offer for both of you are that you will be as happy as Howard and I. And here as we drink to the first day of a long and happy marriage. Yeah.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the speech what I've been looking forward to all weekend. I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. No, you'll be fine, don't worry. The best man, John.
Firstly, I'd like to thank Amy and Catherine, the bridesmaids, and Luke, the page boy. I think you have the most stressful job of the entire wedding with those rings on the cushion which kept slipping off. So, I'm going to read cards from people who couldn't make it to the wedding. Have a wonderful life together. Love and best wishes from Jill and Norman.
Does that include the Christmas card that they sent as well? A Christmas card saying that we have to ensure that we're the first people to give you a card in your new name.
For Lee and Andrew, wishing you happiness and joy. Love, Uncle Stephen. Everybody else made it, it's great. Right, I am going to be brief because I've seen the length of Andrew's speech. Oh, it's a random beer card. Right, yeah. Can I just have a general round of applause from people who were going to be worried about Andrew's beard today? There we go. Right, I've known Andrew for what just about amounts to forever, since first year high school basically, and we were weird children. We used to eat lemons on the hospital wall walking back from school. It took us hours to get home just because we knew that it was eccentric. We were a bit like that most of the time. So he's always been a stranger boy. I've known Lee for a couple of years now. In that time we've discovered a commonly twisted sense of humour. So I know enough of both of them to know that it is a decision very well made on both their parts, and I think it's fantastic. The only hurdle I foresee is tearing Andrew away from all the sheep around Stoke should they decide to move. Was Francis actually here? No, that was a rumour started by Francis, and apparently...
She's out there
right. Is this all true?
Yes.
Oh, right, okay, Andrew and sheep, for the record. I don't actually have any evidence, otherwise you would have it too.
You'll find out when I give birth to sheep. Or when the sheep give birth to Andrews.
Yeah, I'd pay to see that. I was going to rely on the ritual humiliation of the stag night to provide me with an anecdote for tonight, but Andy actually got too ill within the first hour to do anything with him. He fell asleep. Well, no, but then he fell asleep. And then he woke up and then he fell asleep again. We weren't going to be able to get him anywhere, so it was no point. So there was no ritual humiliation. So instead, an insight into his organisational ability and his money management skills, and something that crossed my mind while they were lighting the candles during the ceremony today. During, I think, was it third year? So 14 years old. We had a magic show at school, and Yeah, you remember that, don't you? Yeah. We had a magic show at school, and Andrew decided he was going to get up and do a tremendous trick in front of the camera. So he got up to do this trick, and it involved burning an envelope with a £5 note in it, and then producing the £5 note suddenly from nowhere. And he managed to set fire to the envelope, and really set fire to the envelope and the £5 note in it, and his sleeve, and most of Andrew in the end was burning in front of his camera. And yeah, so to rescue it, he just went into his pocket, pulled out his wallet, and produced a £5 note. That's about the best evidence I can give. Anyway, finally, will everybody, I'm going to present a toast to, not the couple, because everybody is toasting the couple, but to the successful merging of two groups of from what I've seen, very good people. I think that was just nice. So I'll toast both families.
Both families? And the groves.
Thanks so much.
Sorry, if I can just add a footnote to Mother's speech about my car breaking down. I'd just like people to know, those who don't already know, that this always happens. I broke down on the way to Lorna's wedding, and the plane broke down when I was on the way to Bianca's wedding in Greece. So really, that's it, folks.
Not travelling with you anywhere then, that's the end of that.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the man of the evening who would like to say a few words. I give you Andrew. Andy.
Hello. Hello. I'd like to do a witty speak, but most of the time I'm funny. So, I'll leave Baz be hysterical, but perhaps that's one reason why he's marrying me. I don't know. Anyway. Well, thanks John for my speech and letting people know, well, what a plonker I am most of the time. Can't be helped, you know. So. And let me thank a few people as well, on behalf of me and Lee. Leela, for doing all of the mad things that have to be done for weddings, you know, well, everything, you know, pretty much. All the invites, reception details, all the general support along with Howard. A bed to stay in when we go to London, because we have to go to London occasionally. You know, I'd rather not, but you know, it has to be done. I'd also like to thank Alan, of course. No, they called it Alan then, sorry. You've been a godsend with all the myriad of problems that we've had. I mean, whatever new crises turn up or whatever, you've always got advice and comforting words, you know, for whatever, you know, whatever happens, basically.
Usually started with not again.
My mum and dad, of course, for bringing me into the world for starters, obviously. I couldn't have got married otherwise.
It was all an accident.
General moral support throughout, because we've been getting stressed like in ways, because wedding in 2 weeks and so on. And also thank them because for our honeymoon in Turkey, which is next Sunday. It would be rather nice to recharge our batteries. To John as well, for giving me such a good send-off. Even though I can only remember about 2-3 hours. No, because we started in the pub, and I remember that bit.
Oh, yeah. That was only an hour, Andrew.
Well, whatever. We have been good friends for a while. Even though his taste in music has gone downhill and mine obviously, you know, can't be helped.
He has been consistently bad throughout.
Well, talking about music anyway, Lee and I actually met through music, because I was playing guitar at a local folk club, and between the set I said, would anyone like to go to a Richard Thompson concert? And Lee said something like, ooh, me, or something like that.
Sounds like that.
So we just got sort of friendlier and friendlier after that, and well, here we are. I'd also like to thank Lorna for doing the photographs with us, because obviously it was really difficult trying to organise everyone to vote everywhere, and it's mad, and also for pointing out various things that we have to do for weddings that we forgot about. You know, just little things like line-ups and say hello to everybody as they come in and things like that. You know, it's useful. I'd also like to thank Paul for obviously for doing what he's been doing, because I gave him about a week's notice, And he has got no idea what he's supposed to do, and I had no idea what he was supposed to do. But I said, we'll work it out on the day. Yeah. I'd like to thank Susanna for partly suggesting the venue for the service, because she came up and we went there and liked it. A few useful suggestions and criticisms throughout whatever we're doing, and of course for having a bed to stay on for me and my best man for last night, because I couldn't stay with Lee.
Just the one bed.
Just the one bed.
Shut me out.
I'd also like to thank everyone who's travelled a long way again. I know I repeated a lot what Alan said, but I've read the speech already. So. There's family and friends from Manchester and also from Ripon as well. There's also Howard's mother, Helen, down there. Helen, John's fiance. Sue, my brother's girlfriend, I suppose. Not fiance, yeah. And Trish, of course, travelling thousands of miles from Texas. And Bianca from Greece. And also, there's a few people I'd like to mention who couldn't be with us today. And there's Remy and Laura who couldn't make it. I think is Laura in Florida? Giselle. I knew somebody's away. And also for people who are no longer among us, there's Lee's Grandma Rita and Grandpa Jerry, and her Grandma Hilda and Granddad Harry. There's also my grandpa and friend Bill, and my friend Ben as well. So they'd all be thinking of us. Basically everyone else as well. All my new family who's just coming, I've got to get to know and everything like that now. Just recently met. And also, I appreciate you coming here, of course. And also for the escort agency who provided the rabble on the bottom table. Because we haven't got any friends of our own, so we have to.
Rent a mob.
I'll do one. I just wanted to do a quick description of how we met anyway. Because basically we met through music, like I said. And then after a while we started going out together. Then we moved in together. Then we got engaged, and then we got married. That was easy, really. No. Basically, it's just in the early stages, we originally were going to try and play a joke on Tracy's at the bottom table.
Tracy, stand up!
Because basically, she decided to try and matchmake us, decided we were perfect for some reason, but I didn't see it at the time. And Lee didn't really see it at the time either. And basically, we weren't interested. But basically, at one point, we was being friends, and we stood out in the middle of a wet, cold field at 3 a.m. in the morning.
That did you?
Yeah, trying to find the sunrise. I think the other yards I was singing, and I just sort of started from there. It's quite nice. No, I singing. No, don't worry. You wouldn't have gone anywhere if Lee was singing. Yeah, and then shortly after that we got engaged, but Lee proposed to me first. And then I said yeah, went away, thought about it for about 3 weeks, and came back and said, will you marry me? And I said yes. But I'm a bit slow, got to consider things, I thought I did. Right. We've had lots of happy times together, a glut of crises. Exploding TVs, car crashes, illnesses, accommodation stresses, job and exam stress and financial worries.
Broken doors.
Broken doors, yeah. And the only thing we've got, I think the only thing we've got left to cope with now is perhaps a worry-free existence. If that could ever happen, I don't know. Well, now we're married anyway, but we nearly weren't, and no one knows about this. But on Tuesday night we rang the minister and we didn't actually have a wedding licence. So what we had to do, I had to take the day off work the following morning, and that day was the last day I could have possibly got a wedding licence for today. It's mad.
I'm glad you didn't tell me that before.
That was the idea.
We really keep asking if there was anything we'd forgotten. So we can blame it all on you anyway.
Yes.
Anyway, I'll halt this verbal train in a minute. But let me just offer my thanks to you all again for being here and like making this day special for us. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. But can you all raise your glasses to the reason why we're all here? To the most wonderful and beautiful woman in the world,
Raise my glass.
my wife Lee.
Well done.
It's under your chin.
Oh, I could shout instead. I'm pleased to say that concludes the speeches for this evening. So now just relax, have your coffee. There'll be some cake coming round in a minute. And we have a little choice cake, yes. It's going to be very nice. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the evening, folks. Good night. We now have karaoke.
Oh no. Oh.